Hello, this is Aman from GyanDhan. Uh, I'm going to be the host and moderator for this session today. I can see people are still joining in and start in another 3 to 5 minutes. Till then, please hang around. Let's. Supriya, are you in this? Yeah,
Hello, yeah,
Supriya. Hi,
yeah,
hi.
Aman.
Yeah, can you
Hi.
guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Great, great. Thank you, Priya. Thank you, Pratik, and thank you, Rifti, for joining in. As I was mentioning that, so we'll be starting the session in around 2 to 3 minutes. So I can see people are still joining in, and just we'll wait for 2 to 3 minutes, and then we will start the session. So yeah,
Yeah, no worries. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so let's start. Everyone, this is Aman from GyanDhan. I'm one of the founding members here, and I'm going to be the moderator and host for the session today. Before we go ahead and talk about the amazing speakers that we have for the session today, let me just give you a quick context about this session and what is Askathon. So, we are organizing this particular fest called Askathon 2022, where we have invited 25 students who have or are studying abroad to talk to you guys. And we have people, speakers from various countries, broadening to almost all the courses that one can think of. We have had speakers from Ireland, Germany, Canada, US, UK, doing masters, MBA, all kind of. So it's a 2 days festival where we are doing more than 13 plus such session. You are already attending this one. I'm assuming you have registered sessions as well. If not, you can check out the Gyan page and see the sessions that are remains. Like just after this session, we have Ireland, and then in the, we have 3 4 more sessions which you can attend to. So having said that, I hope session is going to be fruitful. In the next 30 to 45 minutes, we'll try to understand from the speakers we have around education in Germany and how to get and all. But before that, let me quickly introduce GyanDhan. So GyanDhan, as many of you might already be aware, we are an education financing marketplace. What we do is helping students education loans to study abroad. Since inception, and happy to share that we were one of the first player, one of the first new age player in this. It started back in 2016. Since then, I've already helped 10,000 plus students getting 3,500 crores in education loans disbursed. And students love us. People have written feedback around how we were able to help them out education loans when they were not able to get it elsewhere. Primarily, we are also a lender, but we work in a marketplace model. So when you check the loan eligibility on GyanDhan website, our algorithm tells you which is the best loan for you, and then loan counselor gets assigned to you, who answer all of your queries and help you out end to end with the education. Not only that, our algorithms and our entire effort is towards helping you lowest interest rate, higher loan amount, uh, along with the seamless education loan experience. So with us, or either entire documentation online on our website, or if any lender particularly need documents in person, representative can come to your home, can pick up the documents and submit it in the branch. Apart from that, we have quicker process compared to directly reaching out to any lender. And given our experience, we know how to get a case sanctioned and the bank. It doesn't mean that we get all the cases loans approved, but the chances of getting approval is definitely higher with GyanDhan. Having said that, all of this to share that our services are completely free for the students, so you don't have to pay anything to GyanDhan to avail our services. To get about us, let me quickly move to the session today. So the session is about education in Germany, masters in Germany, MS and Germany. And we have speakers across different colleges and across backgrounds. And I would like to welcome them all in the session today, and uh, them for taking out time, to talk to you guys. So let me introduce them one by one. So we have Supriya. Hi, Supriya.
Hello. Hello,
Hi,
everyone.
welcome. So
Thank
just
you.
to give a brief background about Supriya. So Supriya is an MS in Information Communication Systems student at University of Technology. He's worked as an SAP solution consultant at L&T Infotech Mumbai. This. She would love to know more from you in the session today about your profile and entire your abroad experience. Again, thanks a lot for joining. Uh, the next speaker we have is Pratik. Hey Pratik,
Hi, Aman. Hi, everyone.
uh, thanks a lot for joining. Pratik is an MSc in Computational Science and Engineering at Munich. I'm sure many of you all, must have heard about Munich, such a beautiful city. He's currently working as a programming tutor at university, apart from continuing his education. So Pratik, glad to have you in the panel today.
Yeah.
Right. And then, we have Revati. She's a global MBA student at Berlin School of Business and Innovation. In the past, she has worked as a marketing specialist at School Bangalore. Uh, uh, Welcome, and you bring a kind of a diversity to the panel. So to have a 360 overview of the German education. Very welcome to this.
Right. Aman and hello everyone. I'm glad to share my yours today.
Thanks a lot. The way we are planning to do this session is quite that we ourselves want to ask to you. Before we go ahead and take all questions audience. I wanted to share that this being lively streamed on as well. So we will take some questions if any comes on the YouTube live channel. Don't worry, I will take all those questions. You don't have to. Uh, so let me start from the basics, and then from there we'll go. In the request everyone that okay, hey, if you have any question, free to ask in the chat box. What I've seen is that people ask question till very end, and then we don't have enough time, to ask those questions. So this is to ask questions by the student, not by me, right? So what you have, please start putting out in the chat box, In the meanwhile, the questions that we have prepared, we'll take them one by one. The first question first: what triggered you to pursue higher abroad? What was where you thought that okay, hey, I would want to. I have taken this decision. I will study abroad now. Would love to maybe start with.
Hi, Aman. Thanks. So during my, I hope I'm audible well.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, yeah. So during my second and my third year of my bachelor's education, I quickly realized that my prospects that I had for myself didn't align well with who surrounding the economy of our country was. So at the time, I decided that I want to move somewhere abroad and also learn. I can also study, and maybe I can integrate myself in that I can easily work in a foreign environment. Easiest way I found to do that degree there and then move from there to their job. That was like my prime motivation to pursue higher education abroad.
Thanks for sharing that. Would love to hear from Revati now. That what triggered for the education abroad.
Sure, Raman. Yeah, first of all, I think it's every platform here is the dream to work abroad. And about my background, I am in education. So I always going abroad and teaching there. Back in India, I did work as a
Wow.
teacher and I moved into a college as marketing. And I thought, why not take this talent abroad as well? One of my gateway to enter Germany through studies, through MBA. And honestly speaking, even now I am a teacher here in Germany. So I can proudly not just for a science or commerce background or any kind for any profession that you would like to pursue. And I'm one of them for it.
Great, Revati. Is glad to see you following your in teaching and spreading it countries as well and having that experience. Would talk we'll talk about this in the next questions. Let's hear from Supriya that hey Supriya, how what triggered you that okay hey at this point in time that okay hey I want to study abroad now. I would want to move abroad.
So actually, I like communication engineering a lot, and then I think while I was doing my I had a senior who had come to our college who was explaining something, and then I learned more. Professors here have actually worked on like telescopes and whatever like a communication field. So I just wanted to learn directly from them. That was one of the main motto that I came here. I think India was also good, but then I wanted to learn from and Germany is really cheap and like there are great opportunities also. So that was the reason why I chose to come here.
Thanks Revati for sharing that. So I can see a lot many questions asked, and so I'll like to take them one by one. So for easy navigation, we won't be asking all the questions from all the panelists. We'll show the question, and one of the panelists can try answering that. And if anybody wants to add anything on the top of that, then definitely feel free to do. The intent is to take as many questions as can in the session today. Uh, first question, let's try and out the one. Okay, let's start with this. Okay, is it mandatory to learn German?
Uh, that
Sure, yeah.
no, for IT job, I have seen that most of them do not want English. I mean German. Sorry. So the
Yeah.
thing is, changing global, and they wanted to make as a second official now here. And even the CVs previously it used to be like if we send or a CV to a company, they would ask that like if it is in German, they would prefer it more. But now it isn't like that. If you're sending CV, also they're okay with English. They take in English, and even in office they are communicating in English. I took an interview also, and they also spoke everything in English. I don't think for IT, like technical fields, there are a lot of people who work who talk in German and everything. So, but for IT related things, English is good enough.
Got it. Thanks for answering that. Anything, Pratik, you want to add on the top of it?
Yeah, I just wanted to add, for German language and IT jobs, the city that you will play a big role. Cities like Frankfurt, Munich, everything here would be in English, like right from variable names, the software to communication within the teams. But if you go to other cities, say Aachen or Regensburg or Augsburg, there is IT job itself is in English, but the communication between the team is sort of German and English. So it really depends on what city you are, city you want to work in also.
Great. Thanks answering that. Taking out the question, and here it is. How imperative is in German public universities? Refti,
I would
would
like
you
to
want to
answer
take
to
that?
this question. Yes, yes, yes. So I'm with a private university. So IELTS was not compulsory because my mode of like medium of instruction here was English. So my first language was English, but my university needed a certain I think most of us know what's Duolingo here, learning app. So through that app, I took my English proficiency test. So IELTS didn't play a major role when it came to my admission. But I think with public universities, they do need IELTS here.
I'll just like to add that I'm also from a public university, and for my university, it was okay if like the medium of instruction is English, like how Revati did it. But actually, it depends on university to university also. Some of them would have, like, if you can check on online that what they want for the course, what are the prerequisites, then they would have mentioned most of them want English in public universities. But for some, there are exceptions also. Like for me, I didn't. I mean, I had taken IELTS, but it was not compulsory for my university.
Got it. Thanks. What about you, Pratik?
Yeah, I just wanted to. So the university requirement, bit like you might IELTS or like TOEFL, medium of instruction certificate, but you should always also ensure the office where you will be applying also medium of instruction as a proof of language proficiency, because some VFS offices for Germany, I was reading a lot when I was doing research that some office like Hyderabad or Bangalore, that they did not accept, they simply didn't accept medium of instruction, and at the last moment people had to rush IELTS just to get their visa. So I would also say do your research in that department as well.
Yeah.
Thanks. Thanks, Pratik, for answering that. So I think the next question probably everybody would want to pitch in and share their experience. So this is from Pranav Rao. Why should I choose abroad, Germany, over India?
Hi, so like I'll start off.
Yeah.
For me, the biggest reason was I wanted to integrate myself in the job market, as I said. Another reason was that the study curriculum here was very updated. It was very flexible. I had full freedom to choose my subjects, what I wanted to study, how I wanted to study, and how I could structure my entire master's education. And then you also look at the cost side of it. It's not as high as say US or Canada or Australia. So all of that combined and made it a very good prospect for me to get into Germany. And then I started shortlisting universities and everything. And the more research I did, the more I figured out that Germany was the right place for me to study.
And I think that like you have public universities here with actual industry experts, so you get to learn like what Pratik said, like whatever is up to date on market, you can directly learn it from them, the experts themselves. So the professors are someone like CEO from a company and those people. So you can learn from them, and also you can travel Europe on student visa. So Germany is a good place.
Yeah, it's the same like how Supriya and Pratik told. Another major reason why I chose BSBI in Berlin is because the classes are really flexible and I can also concentrate on my part-time job, which makes me much more easier to also pay back my loans. And like Supriya told, Germany, if you have your Schengen visa, then you can travel almost to 32 countries, European countries. So that's also one of the reasons why I chose Germany.
Yeah, like she said, that is a like very important point that you have real flexibility here in Germany, which I don't think it's there in US or Canada. But here, like if you want to take just one subject in one semester, that is also okay. I've seen people who take up a job parallelly. Like for Germany, if you need some money for your blocked account, also you can work and do your subjects parallelly, and even the thesis like whatever you want you can do it at your pace also, so I liked that here.
Just the extension of this question, though it was asked Germany over India, but why Germany over US? Why Germany over Canada? Why Germany over UK? So somebody who is yet to decide which country I want to go to. So why they should choose Germany over US, UK, Canada?
I would say the cost of education.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Even in private universities in Germany.
Yes, yes. Like in my case, I did take scholarships. Depending upon your previous experience and your education background, they do give you scholarships.
But then do Germany will have same. So one thing I understand that, okay, hey, somebody who is short on money, so
Hmm.
first of all, education loans are easily available these days, right?
Yeah.
So like it's a very big concern even today. But let's say the money is arranged, if you can study US and Germany both, then in terms of the return on investment, in terms of job opportunities, then why Germany over US?
I think that the education is like equally good here in Germany. So if you're getting at a cheaper price, and I've seen most of them get into public universities, and even private is cheaper compared to USA, I suppose. And education is really good here also. So after you complete your studies, I know a lot of seniors who move to USA or Canada because maybe the salary there is more compared to Europe because cost of living is also very high. But yeah, the education is really good, so you can choose Germany or other countries also.
And I just wanted to add
As
another
yeah.
thing. Yeah, that
Mhm.
the job market here is very stable. The supply
Yeah,
meets the
yeah.
demands. So it is very, the supply of like the trained individuals they need meets their demand, and it sometimes is less than the demand. So it is very easy, relatively speaking, to get a good job if you have a relatively good profile and everything. And secondly, the standard of living here and the safety of living here is extremely, extremely good.
Yeah. And the work life balance is also really good, like from whatever I know from my seniors in India also. Like I have worked before and it was, for me it was good, but I learned that people who worked in India and then came here, did their studies and work, they say that there was a lot of difference. Here they have a fixed timing, people would work only on that timing, like so you have a good work life balance here.
Got it. Thanks, Supriya, for sharing that, and thanks, Pratik and Revati as well. Let's move on to the next question, and I think this question is perfectly fits the panel today. So, what are the benefits of studying in private universities over public in Germany?
Okay,
Okay.
private over.
Maybe. Yeah. Private. Yeah. So here, first of all, I would like to talk about my internships. They do have pros and cons when I have to talk about internships. But with my university, I don't have compulsory internships from the college. But I think with public, they should do their internships. It is mandatory for them to do it. And also, my classes are like only in a week we have 3 days, and the rest of the days we are allowed to work or do whatever you want. But I think with public university, they have tight schedules. Is that so, Sophia?
Yeah.
No, so the thing is, like we can also choose our classes accordingly and work. It's not going to be like the schedule which we had in colleges in India, right? So for some days we'll have 2 to 3 lectures. For some days we wouldn't have the lectures. And about the internship, it depends from course to course. Like here in technical courses that we have, I think some 2 to 3 courses have internship, mandatory internship. For information and communication systems, we don't have a mandatory internship. And if you have a mandatory internship from a public university, it is actually easier to get an internship. So people prefer I mean, the companies would prefer because the government is also kind of paying for them. So you'll get the internship easily. So it's kind of like you're getting an exposure to your working world also, right? So that's
Yeah.
how it works.
Got it. Anything, Pratik, that you want to add on the top of this?
Since I didn't even apply to any private university, I don't have a lot to say. But I think Revati or Supriya is in private university. I just wanted to ask, like, for the other panelists also, is applying at a private university relatively easier than a public university? Do they have lesser requirements, or it's just the same?
Much
No,
easier.
the one I'm studying is public university. So I spoke for the public university till now. I think,
Yeah.
yeah.
See, with private university, I think I got my admissions in less than 2 months. So they don't have much criteria. They don't need German language. Nothing much they would require. So my admissions was done with less than 2 months.
Oh, okay, thanks.
All right. So I think so. We have this question from Yunus, and probably I'm not well aware of the words used here, but would love to put it out for you guys. So I'm pursuing BCA 3-year bachelor's degree from Pune University, and my course is 150 Indian credits. But most of the universities in Germany require 180 to 210 ECTS. Could you please elaborate on ECTS?
Yeah, so ECTS are the credit points here in Germany. So even if you have an Indian, like if you studied in India, they'll, I mean, get it converted to ECTS, and then according to that, they'll be giving you the admission. Like for every course, they need these many ECTS of particular subjects, and only then they'll give you the admission.
So the question that is being asked here, that okay, hey,
Mm-hmm.
if my like bachelor degree itself is 150,
150, yeah.
then how would I
Mhm.
take? Is there any way to increase that ECTS or something?
So
Um,
just yeah.
I'm not,
Un-
yeah,
Yeah,
go ahead.
unfortunately, if your degree itself is of a fixed credits, you cannot increase it. What you can do is offer an explanation. So how the ECTS works is that one ECTS corresponds to 30 hour of workload or study or whatever, including everything. So if your bachelor's university, as you say from Pune, it's 150. So if you just multiply that, like for 180 credits, each credit is 30 hours. So they require a certain number of hours spent studying. So if you can somehow get like from your university that, oh, my one credit is of 45-hour workload. So if they multiply that, then your total hours of workload will be the same. Now I don't know how that works for Pune University, but people have done this. So if somehow you just get from your university saying how many hours workload each credit is, then maybe they can like sort of offset the discrepancy in credits. Or what you can do is that you will see some courses that allow 3-year bachelor's degree. Not all courses won't allow it because most of these come straight from engineering, and engineering is a 4-year course. So most of them won't allow it, but you will find some courses, especially in private institutes or like simply the institutes where it's like an executive course or something that would allow you to pursue it even if it's a 3 years bachelor degree. I hope that helped.
Yeah. Uh, okay. So I'm just curious because you mentioned that you can explain. So does the explanation works to get the exceptions? Have you heard such stories in the past?
I have heard of people like getting the document and then the university saying like, okay, you know what? They would give like a provisional admit or something. Then sit and at interview and gauge if it's really like a technical interview. I've seen that happen, but I don't know if it was successful or not. But like I know for sure, like if you somehow can show the credits, they will call you in for a technical interview to see how much do you actually know about the credits that you have said.
Got it. Thanks, Pratik, for answering that. I hope this is helpful. So the next question we have is directed towards Revati. So can you please share your experience with BSBI? And I'm planning to pursue MSc in Finance and Investment from BSBI. Is there opportunity for finance sector in Germany, and till what level German language proficiency is required for the job?
Yes, of course. Thanks, Ritik. Yeah, with BSBI, it's easy to get your admission. But as such, I also see that with the visas and everything, it's become really tough. I hope everyone knows that now. But with BSBI, it is easy to get your admissions. And this is a new course that BSBI has started, MSc in Finance and Investment. So they are just trying to bring this new course, so it helps people from science background to know more about finance and investments. Talking about finance sector, yes, there is a lot of opportunities here in Berlin when it comes to finance. Having said that, you should also know your German language. I've also heard that people from IT these days, companies sponsoring for their employers to learn the language, as it is little good if they know, if the students or if the employees know the language, it's good for them. So when it comes to language, since you're going to take finance and investment, you need to know the language to crack your interviews. And that's also my experience here, since I'm going to be I'm a management student and I'm going to get a job probably next year into management. For me, language is really important now, so I'm also taking up those courses. So yeah, language is really important with finance and investment background, which is basically management.
Uh, Great. Thanks, Revati, for answering that. I hope this helps. Now, next question is from Joyce, and he wants to know: is it easy to get job in Germany after masters without any work experience? Like I'm assuming this Joyce is talking about no work experience in India.
Hi, yes, yeah, I'll take this. Like, this is right in my wheelhouse. So I came immediately after doing my bachelor's. I came immediately to here without any work experience in the same year. And so far, I haven't encountered anywhere where it said like me not having work experience was a disadvantage to me. Obviously, having work experience is great. It's like it tells the company that you are capable of working in an environment. But if you have a strong profile, if you are capable of giving a good interview and convincing them that, hey, I don't have work experience, but I am an excellent candidate and I will be an asset to your company, then they will be fine. Also, one thing that they will see, that see, if you don't have work experience, they will see like, oh, you are maybe you're a younger candidate, so they'll be like, oh, if you take this candidate in, we have a chance of keeping him in for longer. So that is also like something that they think in like German market. So yeah, you shouldn't worry about like job simply from like a work experience perspective. There are a lot of pressure in the market and we all eventually find something.
Yeah, don't think about the work experience. I suppose here, once you come in, anyways, it's going to be a new thing, right? Apart from what you'll have in India. So it depends entirely on your course and how well you perform in the interview. If you know, and even in that, whatever you've written in your CV, if you know what you're talking, that's what they analyze. So it's okay if you don't have any work experience. Don't feel anything about it.
Great. Thanks, Pratik and Supriya for answering that. So the next question we have is again from Joyce, and he wants to find out, okay, how to find part-time jobs, internships in Germany, and then finally the jobs. Like, what are the processes, and how when we're talking about it, maybe you can also mention what how can they can make themselves more ready for this when they are moving to Germany for their education.
So So getting part-time jobs is also pretty much easy here. And like if you're planning to do a mini job which is like below 450 euros, you can find a lot of jobs. But then yeah, they are going to be most of them are going to be blue collar jobs. And there are these fling like Swiggy and everything where you have to order just get the stuff and deliver it somewhere. So these are going to be some mini jobs. And for internships and work student, there is a concept called work student here. So for that, your experience might help. Like if you have experience in India, you can come here and apply for a work student, and then so you get paid more. Your taxes will be deducted, but then again, since you're a student, you will get them back also. And you can apply for work student without experience also. There are lots of companies here, research companies, which encourage students. So like if you are good at Python or any other language, I see that now they are asking for C++ a lot. So if you know any of them, you can apply for those also. And I am not sure about jobs yet. I mean, because I'm also a student now. But yeah, so for other part-time jobs and internships, you can do. Yeah, you will get it easily.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
a good place to look for them is that a university would have an online portal. Most universities have that, and you can just look. And those jobs are related, like usually, like they are verified by the university. Only like verified people can put a job on that portal because it is managed by the university. So you can apply there. And there's also like you can just like send people LinkedIn and Zing. Zing is like the German version of LinkedIn. Zing is like XING. I'll also type it in the chat box. That is what they use here, relatively like more than LinkedIn. And so like these three places are usually where you will find part-time jobs. Internships, like Supriya also said, those who have a mandatory internship in their courses, not all courses have that, do have a press, like do will get a little bit of priority, but it's not impossible to get an internship either. And jobs wise, yeah, I think like just if you keep applying you'll find something, but you just have to like ensure that your the requirements that they say you fulfill those requirements. Like you shouldn't just apply blindly for all the
Yeah.
jobs. You should like sit and shortlist. If you have 30 jobs available, 10 suit your profile, 5 you actually like to do, then just like give a good application for the 5 of them, because Germans, they tend to go through your entire application. They won't just skim it. Like if you say something, they'll read it, they'll and then they'll ask you about that. So just ensure like whatever you do apply to, even if it's a small amount, it's like you give your full effort to it.
Yeah.
Great. Anything, Revati, that you want to add on the top of
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
Another small insight is always keep updating your LinkedIn profile, and you need to keep changing your cover letter every time. As when you keep applying for new positions or new jobs on LinkedIn, when you see them on the profile, you need to keep updating your resume and your cover letter according to the job profile that the company requires. Not one resume will not be sufficient. You need to keep updating them. And
Also,
rejections are obviously there. So we should not be demotivated by rejections.
yeah.
Definitely, that is something every student should know. Do not get demotivated by rejections. In a day, we keep getting at least 20, 30 rejections, but do not demotivate. And especially Berlin is a place for startups. So there are n number of startups. So there is a lot of job opportunities available, especially English speaking jobs are available here in Berlin.
Got it. Great. Great.
Like
Thanks.
you guys are now, maybe most of you are studying right now, right? So maybe you can look up on LinkedIn or Zing, like he said, and then you can see what they ask for in internships and work student. So like for every job they would have given the requirements of those jobs, right? So you can see them and maybe like start working on it now little bit, so you'll have an idea about those tools or maybe languages. And then once you come here you can apply it. I also know students who like there are some juniors here in my college who applied directly from India, and once they came here they started working. So the blocked amount was as it is in the bank, and then they started earning also. So you can do that.
Uh, Thanks for answering that. So the next question, I think, very short one. Is it like first come first serve in public university?
Yeah, I think in most of the universities it will be like that. So they start rolling out the admission letters when they get it.
So earlier
Yeah,
you apply, better are the chances of getting admit.
Actually, yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think Pratik and Revi can say.
yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Like most universities would have two deadlines. One would be an earlier deadline, one would be an older deadline.
Mm-hmm.
And like people usually after the first deadline, they start rolling out acceptances. But you should also know that some courses in Germany have something that's like so anyone who qualifies the requirements of that subject would get
Mm-hmm.
a place, but that doesn't mean that the like everyone would get in. Like the requirements itself are that high that only some people get in. So yeah, for some courses they have something, they some courses have something called an NC clause, numerous clauses, which
Mm-hmm.
basically means that they don't have a fixed number of participants, that they will only let in 60 or 70 students in. So in that cases, even applying on the last day will not put you at a disadvantage. But obviously if your profile is ready, if everything is on time, then it's always recommended to apply like right away.
Yeah, but it's okay. I mean, yeah, it is first come first served. But the university which I'm studying right now also, like I applied pretty late for this, so it's okay. Like apply, just still apply before the deadline. They prefer people who are punctual. So once it opens up, try applying for it. But if even if it is late, then yeah.
Correct. The next question is difference between technical university and school of applied sciences.
Hi. So, technical universities, like in one sentence, technical universities are like your research oriented, whereas applied sciences are more job oriented. Most courses you will see that like 99% of courses, you will find some like outliers in either of the cases. Technical universities will have 4 semester courses where your last semester you have to do a thesis to get your degree. School of Applied Sciences will only have 3 semester courses where you don't have to do a thesis, but you cannot pursue a PhD then because your credits would only be 90 as opposed to 120 compared to that of a student coming from a technical university. Obviously, there are outliers. As I said, some you will see like they don't fit to this rule. So it also depends on you what you want to do. Usually you will see that the School of Applied Sciences are more like the universities we have at home. Like they have fixed schedule and fixed, because they have to finish like their degree in 3 semesters. So they have like fixed schedule, they have fixed number of modules that you sort of have to take and you should finish. Whereas with technical university, everything is very fluid, very flexible. You can decide what you want to do and everything. But those are research oriented, and School of Applied Sciences are more job oriented, and you probably won't have to do a thesis. So that is also a factor.
Yeah.
Correct. Next question is about regarding the part-time jobs. I think that we were talking about how much I can earn while studying.
So the thing is now, since there are a shortage of workers here in Germany, they have also allowed full time. I mean, students can do full time jobs and study also. Before it was like you can work up to 20 hours per week, but now because of COVID, there is shortage of workers, and you're allowed to work for 40 hours also. So if even if I know some people who are doing a full time job now and doing their subjects, so if you do a full time job, of course, you'll get a proper salary, and then otherwise, if you're doing a mini job also, you will get at least 400 to 450 euros, and if you're doing a work student or an internship, you can get like I think around 15 euros per hour is at least what people get here. So you can like I don't maybe for Pratik he is in Munich, so the cost of living will be more for him. But the city where I stay in Chemnitz, the cost of living is pretty much very cheap, and I live in the dormitory also of the university. So you will be able to survive. I think once you come here, you are able to survive with. You have a lot of benefits for students.
Uh, thanks for answering that. So just a follow-up question on the technical university versus applied science university. So how do you know if the university is technical or applied science?
It's in the name of the university. So the
Yeah, yeah,
university would be Technical University of Munich or University of Applied Sciences Munich.
yeah,
In German, they call it Technische Universität, or the University of Applied Science would be Fachhochschule,
yeah.
FH.
Correct. And the next question we have is how is Germany exam or Indian exams?
It is, yeah,
With
it is difficult, yeah.
Difficult in what
with
terms?
me,
But the thing is, your classes are going to be very much good. You'll understand what they're teaching and everything. So exams are not like in India, wherein you have these set of questions, and then for my course, most of them are viva. So it's not going to be like what kind of questions will come. It depends on like what you're talking, and then the professor would go from here to anywhere deep inside the topic. So you have to know inside out, as in what you're studying, but also like in the lectures, he'll explain us also like that. So it is challenging, but it's also good. That's my experience. I think Revati, Pratik,
Yeah,
and
yeah, with my university, I don't have anything called as exams, but I have something called as assignments. So I'll be given like 2 or 3 case studies and good amount of time to submit them, like about 2 months. So for me, it's not about exams; it's just about the assignments.
Yeah, for my course, my university, we have like a proper combination of oral Viva exams, as Supriya said, and actual written on paper exams.
yeah, both.
And yeah, so I would say that they're definitely more difficult than what we are used to in India. In India, we are very used to like studying the previous question paper and simply
Yeah,
going and doing that. That is not how it works here. See, the professors change practically every year. Every new professor will have new topics that he wants to put in the paper, but they will never like escape from what you have already been taught in the slides, in the PDF, in the notes, in the lecture. So like being very well aware of those is enough. Secondly,
mm,
like another point I want to add is that it's not like in India where you will get a break. Like it will be very possible that your last lecture was on Thursday and your paper for the same paper will be on Monday 3 days later. So
yeah,
it's very a good advice to start learning throughout the semester. Like obviously, since you come here, your first semester you will have a lot to do. But like midway through the semester, you have to start learning. Don't wait for the exam. That's like all I will say.
yeah. You should start preparing very much early. They'll be having lectures till the end, like you said.
got it. So I think this question from different perspective. So Nirali, I am worried about my loan repayment. I have already talked with GyanDhan team. Minimum EMI would be more than 30,000. Uh, will I be able to repay this? So what she's trying to ask is, will she able to earn enough that she's able to live a comfortable life while paying the EMI of the loan that she's taking out?
Uh,
30,000 you'll be easily able to pay back if you get a job here. Once you get a job,
y-
it'll be easy for you, yeah.
yeah, it's easy to repay that amount every
Yeah.
month.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, I
once you
agree.
come here, 30,000 would seem like a very small amount. Like initially when I came, I used to convert everything to rupees, right? So at
Oh
that
yeah,
time,
yeah.
everything seemed too much costly. But now I think like money, like everything in India is so much cheaper. But like you earn more here also, so it's okay. You'll be able to pay it back, Nirali. Don't worry.
Yeah, I would also like agree that 30,000 per month you will be able to pay quite comfortably. I would
Hmm.
just say like plan out a balance so that you can like finish your degree quickly and then you actually go on a job and start like the actual payments and stuff. So don't
Yeah.
like work yourselves too much. I would
Yeah.
also say that. But yeah,
Hmm.
30,000, even 40,000, I will say you will be able to pay easily provided you get a job and you work like 6 hours, like less than 6 hours, like even at 5 hours a week, depending on what city you are in, you will be
Hmm.
very comfortably able to pay.
Yeah.
Great. Next question again related to that loan. Can we take loan for the course itself, or can we take loan for block account? Maybe I can answer for you, Ritik. So you can get loan for everything, for your tuition fee, for the block account, even to eat a burger out there. So don't worry. try to get the admission from the top university out there, and then rest leave it to GyanDhan for getting the loan done. So we have just last 10 minutes left before this session's auto end. We'll need to make maximum out of this next 10 minutes. Let me just pick out the questions that are now not being touched yet. But before that, we have few questions that we wanted to ask yourself. Uh, so let me just cherry pick myself that okay, hey, anything. Okay, let me start with this. So how did you prepare for your admissions? Like how was the journey? Did you take help from any consultant, or did you applied it yourself end to end?
I think for Germany, you can do it yourself. I think going to a consultancy I wouldn't recommend it. Maybe for US and UK. In UK, there are some tie-ups also with some consultants. They get it easily through the consultants. But for Germany, it's not like that here in the university. You can do everything end to end yourself. Maybe for the SOP, you'll need some help in terms of how to frame it and stuff. But I think that you'll get some online. There are some online websites wherein you can give it to them and they'll get it. Uh, I mean, they can frame it for you and stuff. But otherwise, I think you can, like I was working also, and just start preparing on time, as in know what all are needed. If you are planning out on what course you want to do, just check on website as in what all they want. They would have put up, some universities need an LOR, some don't need it, and if you need IELTS for this course, so whatever course you want to do, according to that, check on their websites what is their need. Or there is this website called dart.de, right? So you can check on that website and just be prepare it on time. So then you can do it yourself, I guess.
Yeah, I would just say like starting off with like research what you want to study. Once you've decided what course you want, what universities offer that course, and
Yeah.
then just like making your profile as per those universities. Some universities, like Supriya rightfully said, don't need LOR. Some won't need GRE. Some will also let you have like a few relaxations here and there. So just like decide what university you want and make your profile based on that university. And SOPs will go a long way. I would say make it yourselves, but there is no harm in taking external help here and there, because like time is also very critical.
Yeah.
And so like once the first thing you will decide your course, universities that offer that course, and fulfill the legal requirements. Like, do they need GRE? Do they need IELTS? Do they need you to show a certain credit or something like that? Once you fulfill those, then we go into the SOP, LOR, CV, resume, that sort of thing. And it is extremely helpful to talk to people who are already studying there. You can find them on LinkedIn. You can send them a message and maybe ask them like, hey, how was your admission experience and stuff like that. They like most of the times they will help you easily.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think talking to a person who is studying here already would be of more help than talking to a consultant there. I think about Germany, it's not very helpful, like with consultants.
Got it. So the next question we have is uh, okay, Indian food available in Germany if someone is pure vegetarian.
Hi, yes, Nirali, don't worry about it. I'm a pure vegetarian, and especially it also depends on which city you go to. So yeah, like in Munich, in Berlin, in Frankfurt, you'll see there's a lot of Indian stores. There's literally like 2 Indian stores on the street where I live. So yeah, Indian, like you will find everything that you can. Obviously, it's relatively expensive. But if you're studying here, you work here, you'll like even if you're pure vegetarian, you will be fine. Yes, but if you do go to like a German restaurant or an Italian restaurant or something like that, there you have to ensure that it's not, because sometimes they wouldn't put egg as non-veg. Sometimes they consider egg as vegetarian. So
Yeah.
like you also just like be sure of that. But like again, like there's like this wave of veganism and vegetarian going on here, so you will find everything. Food will not be a problem, so don't worry about it.
I think, but the street foods and all you're going to miss, just have them nicely after you get your admission and learn to cook. So once you come here,
Yes.
you have to cook for yourself, right? You get Indian stuff, like there are Indian stores here, you can buy them. They are going to be pretty much expensive compared to like even bhindi will be 1200 something per kg. But like after you come here, like make sure that you know to cook and try to eat as much as you can in India only. I mean, so you don't miss them here.
Right. That's something that I hear a lot of time in this
Yeah.
sessions. Yeah. Uh, we have last 5 minutes. I am receiving messages allowing for more time. Unfortunately, we have to end it at 1 p.m. India time because we have the next session scheduled just after this, as I mentioned, for Ireland. So I'll try to take more. Irrespective of that, if anybody has more questions, please send it to me on aman.jain@gyandhan.com, and what we'll do is we'll channel out it to the speakers, and would love to get the answers in writing if possible whenever Pratik, Supriya, Revti, if any students reaches out.
Sure, yeah.
Right. So just last couple of questions that we can take. Like how did you arrange the finances for your education?
Yeah, of course, through loan. And with my situation, it was a little tedious task in applying a loan. I went through different consultancies and nothing worked out for me. So finally, GyanDhan came to my rescue. With
Wow.
me, like I lost both my parents, and I didn't have a co-applicant for me, and that was really tough. So that's when my last option was GyanDhan. So you guys came to my rescue, and you guys put me across through different banks, and finally I got it through one of the financial institutes. Now because of GyanDhan, I am here in Berlin and achieving my dreams. And yes, I did apply for scholarships, and I got through 25% of the scholarship.
Good, yeah.
Wow. Thanks, Revati. Really
Yeah.
boost our
I,
morale with hearing such words.
Without GyanDhan, I'm not here.
Oh, wow.
Actually,
Thanks, Revati.
even for me, I think like initially for you guys, it's going to be like for applications and everything. If you are applying through UniAssist, which most of you are going to do, so for that you'll need some money, and then your IELTS exam, and if you're taking some German exam, so for that you'll have to need some initial money to put up, and then yeah, later for your education here you need the loan, right? Even for me, I didn't get it initially in other like banks. I would also like to thank Jan so much. Then I finally got the loan. I thought I wouldn't probably come here, but then after I reached out to GyanDhan, I got the loan and I'm here now. Thank you.
Thank you
Yeah,
so
like
much.
I will also agree, like you have to, there's like certain like amount of money that goes in applications as well. So that is also, and I also applied for like loans personally, didn't get any, applied via Gyandhan, and I got like a lot of good offers. Fortunately,
Yeah.
towards the end, I got like a full scholarship, so I didn't have to. And I talked with Gyandhan, and they were like very happily, they like nullified my like application. I didn't have to pay a single thing, even though like we did the whole application. So like that is also really helped me out. And
Hmm.
another thing I would say is that you can also apply for a loan for application as well. Like they like, if you have a very good profile, you can just like ask Gyandan, and they will like put you in with some like financial institutes, and they will give you money even before you have an acceptance, simply for like application and stuff. Obviously, like there's like a financial part of it that you should like better off discuss with, but yeah, that is also possible.
Uh,
Hmm.
thanks, Pratik, Supriya, Revti. Definitely, this made my day. Thanks a lot for sharing your experiences with me and the team. So we have last 40 seconds. As I said, this session auto cuts automatically. So thanks a lot, everyone, especially the speakers, for joining in. I think I did not realize when the 1 hour passed by, and definitely a lot many questions were answered, and I really see how helpful this was for the students who attended this. So thanks a lot, everyone. Anyone has more questions, please reach out to me on aman.jen@gyandhan.com. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. Have a good day.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.